Hi and welcome to today's practice. Make sure before we start you got anything you need to help you practice. So if you know you need blocks, if you don't have foam blocks, you can use books to make them soft. You maybe wrap them with a towel if you want. A strap maybe. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a tie, anything that really you can have a grip on. And once you got everything, make yourself comfortable in your seated position. I'm sitting cross legs, sitting on a block. That helps me to keep the spine straight. But if you prefer sitting on your heels, that's perfectly fine. And take a few moments, find your comfortable seated position, close your eyes, and slowly allow softness to come in. Allow your body to relax. Start first focusing on your physical body. Allowing the shoulders to soften, the hips to relax. And then moving to your breath. Allow the breath to soften. Soft and calm inhalation, gentle exhalation. Taking a moment to check how you feel. Not physically, but emotionally. How do you feel in this moment? And then start observing your thoughts. Noticing if there's a flow of thoughts, constant thoughts coming in and out, or maybe something your mind is focusing on in this moment. And see if you can bring softness to your thoughts, to your mind. And using the breath to help here, so take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth. And again, for inhalation. From here we join the prayer to the heart. And we take a moment to set an intention for our practice. We take a moment to bring to our hearts a person, a thing, a cause you would like to share your practice with. A way of finding strength, but a way of making the practice more than simple movement and breath. Deep inhalation. Let's open a space in the practice with one arm. Breathe in. Gently blinking as open. Find your way to all fours, removing blocks or any support you're using to sit on. Spreading the fingers here. Arms are straight and strong, pushing the ground away. Draw the belly button to the spine. Tuck the toes under and slowly lift the knees first. Slowly pushing yourself back to your first downward facing dog. And use this down dog to bring movement to your body. Use this down dog to study how your body feels in your practice today. So maybe you pedal to the heels, maybe draw the knees to the center line, taking gentle twist with the hips. If you like to open the hips, legs go high, you bend the knees, scorpion the leg. You can come forward to a plank. Maybe you're moving your plank, warming up the shoulders. Maybe you soften the hips, finding a gentle back bend here. Use this first movement to really notice if there's any areas of resistance in your body, any areas of tension. Maybe bringing soft movements to those areas. And trying to keep in mind those areas of tension, of resistance throughout the practice. Okay, we slow down, slowly coming back to your down dog. And then from down dog, we walk to the top of the mat, step by step. Taking a forward fold, so the feet wide as the hips, if not as wide as the mats. Knees soft, hands can stay on the ground. You can take the opposite elbows, interlace the fingers behind the head. Make sure the knees stay soft so you're protecting the lower back, the head is relaxed. You can stay still. Maybe you add movement here, maybe shifting the weight side to side. Maybe you like to take gentle twists. And then we find stillness. So release the hands to the mat, tuck the chin to the collar, keep the knees soft, slowly start raising up. Uncurl the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Take your time. Shoulders near last thing to come up. Once you made your way up, roll the shoulders up to the ears, full breath in. Allow the shoulders to drop. From here, we step to the top of the mat. We bring the feet together, we close the eyes once more. Arms by your side, we find our first pose, mountain pose, Tadasana. So big toes touch, heels press down and gently outwards, the thighs are active, the thighs move inwards, the kneecaps lift. Push forward with the hips, tuck the tailbone under. Draw the belly button to the spine, closing the ribs. And as you breathe in, lift up once more the shoulders. And you breathe out. Allow the shoulders to relax. From here, we close our mouths and we start breathing in and breathing out through the nose. Inhaling. Exhaling. If you've got Ujjayi breath practice, gently contract the back of the throat as you breathe. But trying to find your own rhythm here. Maybe lengthen slightly the exhalation to bring a little bit more softness to the breath. So take another full breath here. Gently blink your eyes open. With an exhalation, extend the hands to the sky, lengthen. Exhale, we take a forward fold. Lengthen, look forward, the heart opens. Step the right foot back, left foot joins, high plank. Lower first the knees, squeeze the elbows to the center line, chest and chin come down. Roll forward to a cobra, shoulders roll back, elbows in. And push back, sit on your heels, find a child pose for a moment. Inhale, roll forward, exhale, tuck the toes under, we push back, downward facing dog. First breath to settle into the pose, then find that stillness. Spreading the fingers, spanning the biceps outwards, push with the hands. Try to bring the weight a little bit more towards the feet so the weight is shared equally between the hands and feet. Relax the shoulders, looking between your feet or your navel. Maybe the knees soften to lift up the tailbone a little bit more. And breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. Okay, an exhalation. Right foot steps forward between the hands. Exhale, left foot joins. We breathe in, we look forward. We exhale, we take a deep forward fold. Inhale, we raise up, hands to sky, lengthen Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, prayer to the heart, release the hands to the side, Samastiti. And again, inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding forward. Lengthen, look forward. Step the left foot back, right foot joins, high plank. This time take an extra breath, move the chest forward, the arms stay straight, then exhale, bend the elbows, coming halfway down to your Chaturanga, staying here. Inhale, squeeze the elbows, exhale, draw the belly button to the spine. Then top of the feet on the mat as you push with the hands. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And you breathe. Remember, you can always take knees, chest, chin. If you don't want to take your full Chaturanga. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep a sense of softness around the shoulders. Lift that tailbone, belly button in, ribs in. Breathing long. Inhaling. Exhaling. Taking one more breath here. And exhalation. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Exhale, right foot joins. We lengthen, we look forward. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we raise up, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to sky. Exhale, prayer to heart, release the hands to the side, Samastiti. This time we're going to bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen, look forward, hands to ground in your own way, walking, stepping, floating back, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Pushing back, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, point to toes. Exhale, step the right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, reaching high with the hands, high lunge. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step back, lower down, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Pushing back, downward facing dog. Left leg to sky, point to toes. Exhale, step the left foot forward between your hands. Reaching high, high lunge. Exhale, frame the front foot. Stepping back, lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, maybe this time adding a second chaturanga. Push back, downward facing dog. And we breathe, inhaling, exhaling. In, spiral those biceps outwards. Eyes of the elbows moving forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. Okay, once more. Right leg to the sky, point the toes. Exhale, step all the way forward. In, raise up to a high lunge. This time exhaling, interlace the fingers behind the back. Take a deep inhalation, chest opens. Exhale, lean back. Hands slide down the back of the left leg. Push the left heel back. Push the right knee forward. Lifting the heart center. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhaling. Exhaling. Slowly, next inhalation, start shifting the weight forward. Bring the weight to the right foot. And then lifting up the back leg. Kick back with the left heel. Staying here. If you want to take it further, point your toes with the back foot, finding your falling tree. Press down with the right heel, lift up the left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. We take one more breath. Then try not to drop the left leg, release the hands. Hands to the ground, standing split. Try to have the arms firmly on the ground, so not on the tip of the fingers. Use blocks or something to press on and lengthen over the standing leg. Option here. You can stay here. You can take one hand behind the heel, both hands behind the heel. If you're playing with an inversion, maybe you take small hops, trying to bring the right heel to the chest as quick as you can. So use the left leg, pop up, lift up, right heel lifts. You take few times. Maybe the right heel then stays in the chest. Maybe you find your full handstand lengthening, squeezing everything to the center. Staying there, breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. And then when you're done, slowly place the left foot down. Windmill the hands open. Warrior two. Warrior two. Staying here for a breath. No, a couple breaths. Right knee pushes forward. Right thigh parallel to the mat. Outer edge of the back foot presses down. Back foot slightly turned in. Try to find the middle line of the torso. So you're not leaning forward. You're not leaning back. Center. And breathing. One more deep breath here. And then we're going to windmill the hands to the ground. Step the right foot back. High plank. Lower down. Inversion or chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Pushing back. Downward facing dog. From here, right leg to sky. Point the toes. Exhale. Bend the right knee. Now push with the right foot to the left as much as you can. You open the hip. You start shifting the weight to the left hand. Left arm is strong. Cup the fingers of the right hand. Option, you can maybe stay here. Maybe you find a balance, lifting the right hand. Eventually, calmly and slowly, place the right foot behind you. Keep the right heel lifted. Keep the left leg straight. Chest opens, finding your wild thing. Halasana, breathing in, breathing out. Make sure the left arm is active. Either left elbow pointing forward. Stay here a couple of breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Try not to use the right hand. Right foot steps all the way forward. Drop the left knee. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, prayer to heart. We twist through the right. We tuck the left elbow outside the right thigh. I like using my hand to press down the thigh so I can bring the elbow a little bit further down. Pray up to the heart. And notice I'm not keeping my hands glued to the chest. There's a little bit of space. And then I press down. Left shoulder moves forward. Right shoulder back. Look over the right shoulder. Option to pick up the back knee if you want. Breathing in. You can play with the position of the hands too. Hands opposite direction. Binds. whatever works for you. Maintaining the breath. In or crown on the head moves forward. Exhale, you twist a little bit more. Taking your variation of the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, slowly releasing. Both hands come to the ground at the same time. We step back, we lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Pushing back, downward facing dog. From here we come to lay on the backs. We bend the knees, we look forward. Walk, step, float the feet, the tree in your hands. And come to lay on your backs. Hands to the ankles, pull the feet in, heels close to you. Feet pointing forward, hands by your side. Press down, lift the hips. From here, interlace the fingers. Walk the shoulders closer in. Make sure the knees don't go wide. Heels press down gently out. Squeeze the inner thighs. And then you lift the chest. And you breathe. Squeeze the thighs actively together. Breathing in. Breathing out. Heels press down and gently outwards. Inner feet, inner thighs squeeze together. Press down with the hands. Make the shoulders wiggle a little bit more underneath. 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhalation, lift up the heels, release the hands, and exhale. Slowly uncurl the spine. Upper spine, middle spine, tailbone down. Bring knees into the chest, forehead to the knees, tailbone presses down. You can rock side to side, draw circles if you want. And then we're going to take the hands behind the knees glued to the chest. So it's no legs wide or long, knees in. Keep yourself small, few rocks. And then you're going to rock up to Navasana. Bow pose. And we're going to stay here. Breathing in, breathing out. Thighs spiral inwards. If you go with the knees bent, make sure the feet are higher than your knees. And then push forward a half. Imagine you're doing the back bend here. Take 1 more breath. Then gently crossing the legs, hands to mat. You can roll forward or maybe you lift. Step, walk, flow back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, the heart opens, shoulders back. And pushing back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then we move to the left side. Left leg goes high, pointed toes. Exhale, step all the way forward. Inhale, you raise up to a high lunge. Exhale, you interlace the fingers behind the back. Deep breath in as you lengthen the arms down, chest opens. Exhale, start leaning back. Not only leaning back, but lift the heart. Push back with the right heel. Draw the left knee forward. Squeeze in the shoulder blades. How much space you can create for your heart here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then slowly we're going to shift the way forward. Inhaling. Exhaling. Right leg lifts. You can stay in your warrior 3 or leaning all the way down. Pointed toes to the right foot. Left leg stays straight. Lift up to the right leg. Breathing in. Chin comes down. Arms pull you up. Breathing in. Breathing out. If you fall out, you try again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then trying to release the hands down at the same time for your standing splits. And pressing down. Make sure the arms are strong. Lift up the right leg. You look into your right foot. Now from here you can stay here or play with your balance, hands on the ankle, 1 or 2. Or your handstand taking small hops. Use the right leg to lift. Left heel comes to the chest as quick as you can. Few hops. And maybe then it stays there. Maybe straighten both legs. Squeeze the legs, squeeze everything together. Few breaths here, inhaling. 1 more breath. And then with control, left foot forward, right foot back. You open up, warrior 2. Turn around, you stay there, warrior 2. Again, using your hips. Look at your hips. Hips in line with the belly button. In line with the chest. Then you spread the arms. Knee pushes out. Right thigh moves out. Legs are straight. Push out with the edge of the right foot. Arms are strong. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe in. And breathe out. We take one more breath here. And then windmill your hands to the ground. Stepping back. Chaturanga. Elbows squeeze in. Upward facing dog. Heart opens, pushes forward. And you push back. Downward facing dog. Left leg to sky. Point the toes. Bend the knees. Scorpion the leg. Start activating the right shoulder. Spiral the bicep out. Press all the 5 fingers into the ground as you lift the left hand. Maybe finding a floating action. Gently place the left foot behind you. Right leg stays straight, heart open, extend to the left arm. Make sure the eye of the right elbow is looking forward. Push and lift. Spiral chest open. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more breath. And then with control, look at your right hand. Left leg swings forward. Keep resting down with the right hand. Place a foot down. Drop the right knee. Inhale, extra breath here. Lift the rib cage. Exhale, tuck the right elbow, tie left thigh. Prayer to heart. Right shoulder moves forward. Left shoulder down. Keep the heart open. Spiral. Take your variation. You can stay here, creating the beautiful twist. Space in the front of the body. Space in the back of the body. Make sure the left knee doesn't cave in. Push it out. If you got the variation with the legs straight, make sure the hip is key. It keeps lifting. Imagine someone is pressing against the heel and lift up the right quad, the right hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. We take one more breath. With control, you look down. Hands land on the ground at the same time. You step back, lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And pushing back, downward facing dog. From here, we bend the knees, we look forward. Once more, we come to lay on our backs. And same thing as before. Keep the feet in. Now, your choice, you can take the same pose as before, or we're going to go to a full back bend. So hands extend above the head. Pull the hands or bring the hands by your ears. Flip your hands. Make sure the elbows don't go wide. From here, making sure the feet are close in. I like to come on the crown of my head. You can come directly to your back, but make sure the elbows are pointing up. And lifting crown of the head maybe. And then coming all the way up. 2 options here. Maybe you lift the heels and you like walking the hands towards the feet. Or maybe keeping the length. You walk the feet out, trying to bring the feet together, trying to find the length and then push the chest through the arms. You look at your chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Push with the hands, squeeze the legs if you're in a long version. We take one more breath. And then from wherever you are, slowly releasing the pose. As you did before, knees into the chest, squeezing in, forehead into knees, tailbone on the ground, drawing circles or rocking side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, slowly bring the hands behind the knees, rocking forwards and backwards. Small rocks at the beginning. Slowly making the rocks bigger. Keep the knees as close as possible to you. And then we rock up, finding our bow pose. Extend the arms and breathe. Spiral the thighs inwards. Breathing in, breathing out. Cross the legs, hands to the ground, finding your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Pushing back, downward facing dog. And from here we come on our bellies. So come to a high plank, squeeze the elbows in as slowly as you can. You're going to lower yourself down, trying to bring the body down to the mat in a straight line. From here we're going to keep the hands underneath the shoulders, bring the feet together, point the toes. And on the next exhalation, lift up the chest, Press down the feet. Squeeze the elbows in. Now inhale, lift up the hands. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, lift up the legs. Exhale, squeeze in. Now you're going to lift up as much as you can. Lift, 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 lift. And slowly releasing. From here, push yourself back. Find a child pose for a moment. From here, we're going to come to a dolphin. Taking your variations from there. So dolphin. I like using a block between my hands. So thumb and index to keep my hands blocked in one place so I can focus on my elbows. It's an option. You don't have to do it. And then we're going to walk in the feet. Option 1, you stay here. Option 2, you rock forwards and backwards. Option 3, you do it with 3 legs. Option 4, maybe pinch on my Halasana. Option 5, 2 variations. Or let's do the first one with the knees apart, pointed toes, and maybe finding a scorpion action with the legs. So knees apart, big toes touch, heels press down, lifting the head and breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Take your variation. A few breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, slowly coming down. Your option if you want to take a child pose or sitting on your heels. Close your eyes. A moment to contemplate. To slow down. 4 breaths in. Breathe out. 4 breaths in. Breathe out. Finding your breath here. Coming back to Ujjayi breath if you're using Ujjayi breath. And then from here, hands to ground, stepping back and finding your Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Pushing back, downward facing dog. From here, we come again to a high plank. Squeeze the elbows to the center line, slowly coming down on the belly. Bend the knees, taking hold of the outside of the feet or outside of the ankles. So if you got that side of the feet, keep pointing the toes. If you got your ankles, flex the feet. And then for inhalation, lift up thighs, lift up chest. Exhale, press with the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Now keep the thighs lifted, keep the chest lifted. Release your feet. Breathing, reach back for 1, 2, and 3. Release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back. Find a child pose for a moment. Last pose before closing. Coming again to your dolphin. Same variations as before. Working with the left leg. So block if you want. Come into your dolphin. Squeeze the elbows to the center line. Press down the thumbs. So rocking if you want. Rocking with one leg lifting the left leg. Or finding your pinch on my Halasana. And your pinch at this time, maybe you're scoping the legs, but keeping the feet together. Keeping the knees together. And breathing. Pointed toes. Keep pressing the heels. Keep lifting the head. And squeeze the feet in. Breathing in. Breathing out as you squeeze. Then slowly you can release the pose. And slowly child pose or sitting on your heels. Allow everything to slow down. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. Coming back to your breath. Last few poses to close now. So from here, removing the block if you're using a block. We're going to take a Vinyasa. We're going to come to lay on our backs. So take your Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Pushing back, downward facing dog. And bend the knees, look forward, step or float through with the legs. Come to lay on your backs. Now, inversion, but to slow down. So we're going to lift the legs. You can take Viparita, so simply lifting legs. You can go to the wall for this one. Feet, hip distance or slightly wide. You're gently pushing with the heels. You can lift the tailbone with a block or simply using the hands and stay here, gently pushing high. If you want your full shoulder stand, you can go through your plow pose or elbows to ground, knees into the chest. You press with the elbows, then bring the hands on the lower back, and we lift up. Make sure you're lifting and pushing forward with the hips. Spread the thighs inwards, lifting, breathing long, breathing calmly. Option to stay in your shoulder stand, or you can take Halasana, top of the feet on the ground. And if you want, you can interlace the fingers, lengthen the arms. If you want on your Viparita, on your legs up, you can bend the knees, take hold of the outside of the feet, take happy baby. Try to maintain a tailbone on the ground. And you can even rock side to side. Plow pose can go to Karna Pindasana, so you can bend the knees and wrap the knees around. Or squeeze the knees around your ears, come to a small ball. And we breathe, slowing down everything. Now, if you're in your happy baby, legs go back up. If you're in your Viparita or Viparita, you're in your Halasana Karna Pindasana, go back to your full shoulder stand if you want. And then we're going to lower down. Hands to ground. Lower the spine first, tailbone down. I always suggest to soften the knees here so you're not straining the back to lower the legs. Once you're down, final pose for the practice, closing with fish pose. So come up, hands by your side or sit on your hands, squeeze the elbows in. And then, pick up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and exhale if it feels okay on the neck. Slowly drop the head back. If available, crown of the head on the mat. If available, the legs lift, and maybe the hands reach for the feet, Uttanapana Padasana. Closing your eyes here. Staying here. Last 3 breaths, 3 line breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth, breathe out. Pull out the tongue. And again, inhaling. Last one is the loudest one of all, the longest one of all. In, fill up the lungs. Breathe out. Chin to collar. Slowly find your way down to your last pose. The pose you worked for, Shavasana. So we work or we move and breathe in the practice. Finding space, creating space in the body, in the breath. The body becomes more tired. The body becomes less of a distraction when you take our Shavasana. The body should feel melting into the mat. And as you breathe in, every sip of air, there's a sense of space. And with every exhalation, there's a sense of release, a sense of letting go. feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you want, as long as you need. If you like to start moving, allow first the breath to deepen. Then slowly start moving toes, feet, legs, fingers, hands, arms. Maybe the head rolls side to side. If you like to take a stretch, lengthen the arms above the head, squeeze the legs together, deep breath in, breathe out. Now you can stay here, or maybe would you like to draw the knees into the chest, maybe you like to roll to one side. And then again, if you want, deep breath in and breathe out. Slowly find your way up to your seated position, cross legs or sitting on your heels. We take the prayer to the heart. And we close the practice as we started, drawing awareness to ourselves, observing our physical body, our breath, how we feel, putting we share the practice in our hearts. And coming back to our thoughts, intention, purpose, meaning of practice in mind. Deep breath in. Let's close the practice space all together with one arm. Deep breath in. Bowing your head forward, take a minute to thank all teachers past and present. Thank life, the biggest teacher of all. Most of all, I thank you for sharing your practice, your breath, your time and energy with me today. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed the class. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. You can find me under BlackAndWhiteYog. Website www.blackandwhiteyog.com, where you can find my full schedule and more details about myself. In the meanwhile, thanks again for joining and see you next time.